Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. I'll have to dip my head down. We are talking all about the transfer latest tonight, and we're also going to take a look at the massive game, Newcastle's biggest game this season, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm going to be joined by Steve. You can see my left of me, or your right, depends on how you want to look at it. Liam, and we've got Brandon coming a little bit later. But first, Johnny has something to tell you.
Hello everyone, this video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball is the app that you all need. We all have it here at Newcastle Fans TV to get all the latest information on Newcastle United and the Premier League. And January is going to be huge as well with the January transfer window. Make sure you download OneFootball to get all the latest information on incomings and outgoings on Newcastle United.
So please do that. It keeps you up to date with all the rumours, puts them all together for you, so you don't have to search the web. Easy for a Facebook admin, isn't it, Liam? So, Liam, how are you?
I'm alright. I passed my driving test today, so I'm slightly buzzing about that.
I heard, you told us in the WhatsApp early on, so if you can put your congratulations in the comments before. I've already heard that Liam's got a brand new car already.
I wish it was that car.
Benz.
Yeah, Mercedes-Benz. It might take you a few years to get that money, but Liam has passed his driving test, so big shout out to Liam. You'll see them on the socials a little bit later on as well. They're already scheduled. I think Brandon's joining us now, just setting up. Steve, how are you?
Doing good. Just doing my typical 3-4 games at once. Just chilling. Doing pretty good.
You're mentally, you're doing. If people who don't know, Steve has about 8 screens on all in one go. He does generally. Ask anybody in the group. It's mental. And we've also got you. I think he's waiting there. The crazy Dutchman. How are you, mate?
Not bad, not bad. What about you?
Not bad, mate. What have you been up to today?
Working mostly. Going to clients and just fixed my mom's sink, like the tap as well. So that's why I'm a little bit late.
Well, that's fine. You're only literally a few minutes late. We can manage. Keep your comments coming in as well. We will be reading out all of our live members. They take priority first, but of course, anybody else, feel free to comment and we'll have them appear on your screen. Ollie says, "Evening, lads. Nervous about tomorrow. A lot more confident now. We've got a proper number 9, which we will talk about that a little bit later." Barbara says, "Good evening, guys. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Massive game as well," says Jason. And at Twitch, we are live on Twitch as well. Evening, Lulu277, and evening, Jason as well.
How many followers we got on Twitch?
Say again.
How many followers we got on Twitch?
Nowhere near as many as on Newcastle Fans TV, so we'll just keep that one quiet. Nowhere near. We're talking thousands behind. But the first part of the show is all about the latest in transfers. Look, we're not going to go through 20-odd players. We're going to stick with the 6 big ones that are hanging around or just come about. And I'll come to you, Steve, about this one. We were talking just briefly before we started about Diego Carlos. You watched quite a bit of Sevilla. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Sure. So Sevilla, they've got some good. They've got really good defensive back four with Augustinsson. Jules Koundé obviously takes most of the headlines because he's a world beater. He's an incredible player. But they've got a solid back four, and Diego Carlos starts most games for Sevilla. He's got really good chemistry and playing out of the back with like Augustinsson, the Swedish left back, and Koundé, and Montiel on that right back side too. He's a really good ball playing center back. Sometimes can be a little rash in the big moments. I believe he had for Sevilla, when they made the Europa League, they beat Inter Milan in the final, but 5 minutes into the game, Diego Carlos actually got a penalty on him. And then in the semifinal and quarterfinal against Wolves and Man United, he also got a penalty against him. So I guess that would be one of his weaknesses, is sometimes he's a bit rash in his challenge, especially in a big moment. But for the most part, he's a really solid defender. I like Diego Carlos a lot, to be honest. What's up,
Steve? Question for you. Out of 1 to 10, how much better is he than Lascelles?
A number bigger than 10.
Okay.
A lot. No, like the thing with Lascelles is that he's just too hectic. It's too hectic.
Do you think he can strip Lascelles off his captain.
See, I don't agree with stripping as soon as players come in, they get the captaincy. It needs to be earned. He's not a massive player, and he doesn't seem like he's a leader at Sevilla. So why would he come to Newcastle and then get the captain there?
Like, you can make a case for Trippier though.
Trippier is already setting a good precedent when he's the one getting players back out to cut the fans off in that Cambridge game. That's a good precedent to set.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we can talk about captaincy for another day. I mean, I think Lascelles, he's captain until, I think not yet. I think it's drastic. I think maybe in the medium to long term you could, but whether Lascelles is here long term, probably not by the form. Ollie's gone out and say Diego Carlos would be my pick over Botman. Brian, I'm going to let you have your say on Botman shortly. If I could choose just the one, he's got much better attributes for the Premier League and would adapt better, quicker than Botman in the summer. So thank you very much, Ollie, for that. Keep your comments coming. If you join our membership program, which is underneath where it says join, we'll read out your comments, and you'll also get access to a Discord, and you'll also hear what the latest guests before the public does, and channel updates every month. And we've got something new coming for the members, which will be a members video for me myself. Looks like it could be Ronaldo's cousin. Trippier.
He look ripped to shreds. Like when one game, he just looked like a absolute brick wall.
He looks massive, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he looks absolutely huge. He's got all the attributes potentially. Obviously, we know La Liga is a slower pace than the Premier League. So, but 28
I have one more question.
Yeah, go on, Brandon.
For Steve, I guess he can answer that one. How is he in the air? He has a good header, or?
Yeah, he doesn't have many goals. I don't think he has any goals this year for Sevilla, but wins his area duels. He's a solid player for them, and they have the best defense in La Liga for a reason, because him and Jules Koundé start most games at center back for them. They also got a really solid keeper, Alex Bono, the Moroccan Canadian. So they've just got an all around solid team, and you know what. Once we get in guys like him or guys like Botman, who I think is probably more likely to join than Diego Carlos right now, considering that Sevilla don't have that many financial difficulties compared to Lille. Almost every French club is a selling club at the moment, probably besides PSG, but
media suggests different though, that we're closer to signing Diego Carlos instead of Botman.
I think it's one of the two. I don't think we'll sign two of them.
In this window, probably not. It'd be amazing if we could.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Sven Botman. Obviously, Brandon, you did a video whilst we're down London. What was it? Just after the Brighton game. You talked about him as being one of the stars that Newcastle can look at, especially from the Dutch side of things. Could tell us a little bit about him?
Well, he's actually coming up as he's being called up lately for the Dutch squad. I think he soon will make his debut in the Dutch squad as well. He's young, he's strong, he's big. You can see he's big. I mean, like, imagine even if you don't sign Diego Carlos, imagine him next to Fernandes, Clark, or Lascelles. I think he's more of a leader than Lascelles actually, but he still has time to improve on that though, as well, as he's young. But I think he's pretty mature for his age.
I was about to say that's the difference between, Carlos is 28, he's more experienced, whereas Botman's 21. If you're buying for Botman, you're buying for now and the future, though, aren't you, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could easily go if you keep him happy with like 5-6 seasons. I mean, and yeah, like 5-6 seasons, maybe even longer. He can be our next Vincent Kompany, like the media is saying as well. So that could be a possibility. He could be a hero for the club.
I think the lads are getting put off because I'm putting them on full screen.
That did throw me off.
I thought it did.
It's just me trying to experience with new things and like figuring it out.
Kind of mix it up. You kind of have an ordinary stream. It's boring for the viewers. Jason says, "Do you think we'll land a big name statement before the Saudi trip?" I think it'll be. I think they're desperate to try and get one of those two centre backs. I think that will be the statement signing for me. Just on transfers. Yeah,
just a side note though, Newcastle under 23 scored it 2-0 against Reading away. just saw that in my notification. So the under
good.
23s is doing good.
Got that on the One Football app, yeah. So make sure you download that. Eddie Howe mentioned in his press conference just on transfers. Actually, he says we're not actually close to anyone at the minute, which is that concerning, lads?
Nah,
No,
I don't
take.
take that seriously.
Yeah, you said the squad will be what it is for Watford. We're still active in the market, and we will move quickly if necessary. So that tells me that they're still not done.
What does that mean, though? We will move if it's necessary. Like when is it necessary?
COVID.
It is already necessary.
End of the transfer window. If they haven't signed a centre back, I think they'll panic a little bit and go crazy and pay whatever they want for Botman or pay whatever they want for Carlos and pay 10 million more. I think that will happen if it hasn't happened by the time we get the last couple of days of the window.
Yeah.
Carlos is in the chat as well. I've seen Sam in there as well. I've lost his comment. Barbara says, can you visualize the last day of the season? Andy Carroll scores ahead on the 90th minute for Burnley.
Stop it.
He has been linked to Burnley. Think how we'll play things down, keep it calm. I'll agree on that, Jason. Move on to the next one. Todd Cantwell. It's died off a little bit, but he hasn't been involved in Norwich's last couple of games. Obviously, he wasn't featured earlier on this season. And obviously, since Dean Smith's come in, he's played one or two. But Liam, I'll come to you with this. Is this an improvement?
I haven't really seen much of him this season. I know when Norwich were in the Premier League, 2 years ago, I think he was probably Norwich's best player. But unless he's performing, I probably wouldn't bring him in as a January signing. It would more be like a summer signing. Do you know what I mean? We need people that are potentially in form or going to hit the ground running. I don't think necessarily he will.
Question for you, Brandon. If Todd Cantwell comes in, that would surely push Jeff Hendrick off that substitutes bench because let's face it, he doesn't play. Sean Longstaff will probably not play as much, and there'll be a little bit of competition whoever starts alongside Shelby, whether it's Willock or Hayden, or even if it's Cantwell. So is it improvement on the squad? Not the starting 11, but on the squad in general?
I guess, like he can't be worse than Hendrick, and I hate to say it, Longstaff as well. So I would say, yeah, it would be an improvement. But I think actually he was in the squad like a few days ago of Norwich, right? They said he came back from like a flu or something.
No, he wasn't involved when they got beat the other night. So
I think he's featuring now, like soon, like next upcoming game. He's named in the squad and he's going.
No, we'll soon find out. I mean, there's speculation about it, and he's not playing much football. To be honest, it improved the squad, I think, but I agree with Liam. It's not the right timing for me because we don't want somebody who's half fit or half playing games. I like the signings. I like the experience of Trippier. I like the experience of Wood. If it's Diego Carlos, he's 28. I'm not against experience. We want that. We don't want some kid who
Botman plays every week.
Yeah, we'll come on to, and I can't say his name, Hugo Nketiah very shortly, but I don't want him right now.
But just
experience.
Just a thing on what Liam said, though. Just a thing on what Liam said, like we could sign him in the summer, but like if we stay up, Cantwell is not our target anymore. I would think. I think we would like target better players, like aim for better players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we stay up, with all respect to Cantwell, we don't really need him anymore then, because then we can build a squad and like with no disrespect to Campbell, but then you know what I mean.
Yeah,
we don't really need him.
Ollie's gone and say Cantwell wouldn't be an improvement, just in my opinion, just another option to rotate the squad. But yeah, we'll move on. I just briefly mentioned him. Hugo Nketiah. Steve.
Ekitech.
What?
Ekitech.
Oh no, not this again. Not this
I
again.
think you're making it worse.
What?
I think you're just making it worse. We'll just call him Hugo.
That's what I said.
Hugo, it's
Nice
French. Silent H. Hugo. Like Hugo.
Now,
Adam Wilson's just scored for the under-23s as well. So
yeah, that looks like they're off to winning, back again winning. So we know very little of this lad. Probably Steve knows the most out of us than the rest of her. He's been compared. It's very, very praiseful of the next Mbappe. Scores goals, first breakout season, 7 or 8 in 17 games. It's a good ratio, that 1 and just over 2. Very young. Everyone's talking about him being a wonder kid in France. But Steve, is he the right option at this time in January?
I would say so, definitely, because he's going to offer competition for ASM. Thing I like about Ugo a lot also is that he can play as a left wing and as a center forward and actually, be competent at both. I don't think you could say the same about ASM as a winger and a striker, but Ugo has shown that, his team also misses him when he's not there. I watched a game against Clermont Foot on Sunday. They were up a man. They were up a man on Clermont. They had the man advantage for 70 plus minutes of that game, and they didn't have anyone to break him down. He reminds me kind of, if I had to compare to a kind of a Premier League player now, almost like a Richarlison, not in the physique necessarily, but in the fact that you could, Richarlison offers something a lot different, especially, in Everton or whatever, and he could break teams down. There's a lot to like about Ugo. He is young, and there obviously is a concern of like the Premier League proven he's not.
He's 19, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 19. He just got promoted from the Rams B team this year. So, like Sam says, it's still his first season in Liga, and Ram apparently want him back on loan. But I would we got to target some younger players. Huh?
It is a risk. Liam, I'll come to you in a second. Just read a couple of these members' chat. If you want to get your message read out, members and live chat, super chats can get your message read out. It's just difficult to keep up with the amount of comments that keep coming through. Jason says Willock is a real letdown. If his form had continued, we'd be out the poop. Yeah, I know. Barbara's gone on to say it as well. Pitt's not if when we stay up. And Jason's gone on to Hugo Go-Go.
Go.
Junior Go-Go, remember him? Striker. And I think Schick looks class on YouTube. No, he's a really good player, Jason.
He is a good player, not even on YouTube. He is
a
just
good player.
besides the fact that he is Czech, but he's like, if we could sign him in the summer, that would be amazing. I think he stays where he is now. I think where he stays at Leverkusen, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's playing European football. He's banging in goals. Why would you come?
He's already come out. I'm not moving.
By Leverkusen don't want to let him go. So unless you pay them like an astronomical amount of money, they're likely to let him go. But besides that, I think that's a target for the summer.
Yeah, I would agree. Liam, I want your opinion on Hugo. I'm just calling him Hugo.
I think now we should sign him, but I just didn't want us to bank everything on him performing, because we've got Chris Wood now, so he's arguably going to be the main striker until Wilson comes back fit. So I would sign him tomorrow.
I must be the only one then. I wouldn't personally sign him yet. I think it's too much of a risk for me personally.
Why you like Fraser Hornby more at Stade de Reims?
No, I think.
Why do you think he's a risk?
I think it's a risk because if you spend daft amounts of money and he turns into a flop, and now we've got money to burn, but we've also got to meet financial fair play at some point to match up. And if we can crackers on a kid who cannot score or cannot perform, I'd rather have someone who's got 27, 28, 29, just keep
25.
Up. Well, swings and roundabouts. I like someone in the late 20s. Hugo, I go Hugo. We all go together. Oh, thanks, Barbara. Looks sharp. Watch his goals this season. Very good. We'll move on because we've had quite a bit of chat about him, and this is an interesting one. Dean Henderson. Okay, I'll come to you, Brandon, because you're a very keen advocate of Martin Dubravka, and I'm not this season. So Dean Henderson,
you can make a case for that. Like, he's not having his best season, but he comes back from an injury. With the defense that he has in front of him, yes, he makes some blinders lately, but I think still he's a really good goalkeeper. Yes, Dean Henderson as well, and he's unhappy at Man U. I wouldn't I wouldn't feel bad seeing Dean Henderson coming in. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Liam, what do you think?
The only problem with him is he hasn't played all season pretty much, or if he has, it's been 1 or 2 games, so he's going to be coming in rusty.
Does the goalkeeper need that though?
Well, you probably still need your match sharpness, I would say. Like you need your reflexes to be at that pinnacle level, and I think it's a risk either way, because if the way Darlow and Dubravka are playing, they are making mistakes. But then it's like you bring in a player that hasn't played all season, and whether they're going to be like match ready.
I was waiting for you.
But yeah, I would just leave them till summer. I think we just keep the keepers the way they are, unless we get a keeper in that has been playing throughout the season.
Yeah, the thing is, I want to say as well about Dubravka, like he got slacked off, rightly so, for the mistakes he made our last game. But I think he deserves a little bit more credit, and we slack him off way too easily. Like, look how much credit Darlow got. And now turning so easily on Dubravka, I think it's a little bit unfair, knowing he comes from an injury as well. But I wouldn't be against Dean Henderson coming in, though.
Barbara says, yeah, let's get him in. Great goalkeeper. Thank you, Barbara, for your comment. And also Ollie's gone out to say, I wouldn't be against getting a keeper. Dubravka seems to be declining just a bit more every time he comes back from an injury. I would agree on that statement that Ollie thinks. I think we're goalkeepers are... We talked about it probably 12 months, 18 months ago, that were goalkeepers were the strongest point. I don't think so anymore. I think.
But do we just forget about the stage that in the last when Dubravka came back from his injury, Dubravka, he made a few cracking saves as well.
I don't think.
I
don't think it's a concern, a priority for the goalkeeper. I think there's other places, but it's one to watch out for. It definitely is, because not one of our goalkeepers this season, Woodman when he came in for 3 or 4 games, Darlow or Dubravka, have won with any points. And if those goalkeepers had a man of the match performance, we'll probably have
this team
6 points better off.
I mean, if you get like 15 shots on target,
I know this team, I know the defense is incapable at times, but surely our goalkeepers have got to be doing better, regardless of the defenses. There's too many. Dubravka's got a worse shot ratio. He's actually one of the bottom in the league, worse than Darlow.
But he was always above on the top. Yeah, he was for a while number 1 last season or 2 seasons ago.
He was
number. So, I mean, the guy's not a nonce, and I think he deserves a little bit more credit. Don't you guys agree?
What was that, Brandon?
I don't know about credit.
What did Brandon just say there?
What?
He's a what? He's a what?
No, I said he deserves a little bit more credit.
Oh, I thought you called him a nonce.
I thought you did too.
No, I said he's not all of the sort of some sort of nonce or something, you know.
Oh, Brandon, I love that. Absolutely brilliant.
Is that a word? Is that a bad word?
Yeah,
like really bad, or
not really bad.
We'll explain it later.
I mean, if you look in the group chat of our WhatsApp group, last game against Cambridge, everyone was slagging off Dubravka, and that they were done with him. I think, and I think I was the only one keeping up, standing up for Dubravka. By the way, Newcastle under 23 scored 3-0. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jason said, I'll give Dubravka a spell with an improved defence, but I'm not as convinced as I was. That's where I am. For me, there's a circle around Dubravka. Ollie's laughing because of that word. Daniel's gone on to say, I think Woodman would be shipped out this window, maybe out on loan. Henderson might be worth a loan. Yeah. I could see Woodman heading out. And also Barbara said Dubravka was very poor.
I don't think he was very poor. You could argue that it was... He got the ball, but then the whole team didn't play well, so you kind of just solely blame that on the keeper. I think he had just had an average game and he just made one mistake. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's too many though for
all keepers. What's wrong with the word nonce though? Because it's just someone who
means pedophile.
We'll explain it later.
Oh, I thought it meant like someone who is not performing well or something, or stupid or something, you know.
Conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
next one.
Sorry that I didn't know. My excuse.
moving on to swiftly. The last one, which has been brought up again, Nikola Milenkovic. Now, another defender.
Milenkovic.
Yeah, well, it depends where you come from.
Say it the Slavic way, man.
Nah,
Nikola Milenkovic.
Liam, back us up. Tell these foreigners where to go. Nikola Milenkovic. I can't even say it now. Serbian international, strong, giant. Can also just fill in at right back if needs be. I think this link has come because if we don't get Carlos or Botman, I think this is where it came from. Do any of you see any truth in this?
I'm struggling a bit believing that just because Fiorentina, under their American-Italian ownership, Rocco Commisso, they've actually been trying to move along with the whole like a selling club sort of thing. Obviously with Vlahovic, they're going to have probably let him go. But the thing is about Fiorentina right now, with the way that they're conducting their transfer business, they're actually buying more than selling, trying to get Europa League and Serie A. One of those places. They got Jonathan Icone from Lille. That was one of their most recent purchases. So I don't really know if they would sell necessarily. They got some decent center backs like Igor, the Brazilian.
A fantastic striker.
Yeah, he's gonna.
That's gone quiet, hasn't it, Vlahovic? That's gone quiet.
I was about to say Vlahovic was turning very quietly all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's gone very quiet. Right then, so that is your transfer rumour links all done. 6 of the ones that are hanging about, or a couple of them are fresh. We're going to move on to the second part of the show, which is all about massive game, huge game, without a shadow of a doubt. Newcastle's biggest of the season. It's against Watford. I'll just pull up the league table. This is how close it is. Obviously, Burnley have got yet another game postponed. So Ralph Hasenhüttl, sorry, easy for me to say.
Hasenhüttl
will be in his grave, literally turning it because he's going to die soon the way he's gone on. Looking at that league table then, because it is massive, Liam, we win, we go above Watford. Hello,
right.
Liam.
Yeah, I was waiting for the question.
It's the same message. It keeps coming through all the time. That is a Dalek fan, we know.
Oh, you didn't really ask us a question. You just said we're going to go above Watford. So
if we win, so how big is it?
How big is it? Oh, sorry. It's massive. Do you know what I mean? I think it'll just give everyone a confidence boost. That's irritating as hell. Just don't expect it. It'll just give everyone a confidence boost, and I think a win's going to be massive regardless. Do you know what I mean? A win will boost everything because I think we've got Watford in lead. So ideally, you want 6 points, and then if we get 6 points, that's going to drag the teams above Watford back into the battle.
It's a massive game, and it's huge because we come out of St James Park, and you lads on the watch along, and us at St James Park. If we didn't win, there's you've seen it last week how annoyed everybody was on streams, and me and Johnny inside the ground. If we get beat off Watford, but that's still a possibility. Brandon, if we get beat off Watford, can you still see us staying up with everyone else having games in hand?
If we lose?
If we lose?
Depends what happens in the transfer window, though. But I just want to touch more on the optimistic side of it. Like, if we win Watford, Leeds is playing West Ham this week.
Yeah.
They're likely not to win that one. So if we win, we go to 14 points. If we win over Leeds as well, we can get a win over there. We're all of a sudden 17 points and just 2 points from Leeds. So and maybe Everton, but
got Leeds after that. Got Leeds after Watford as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we win at Leeds as well, then we're 17 points and just two points from Leeds, and then it looks pretty positive all of a sudden. So, like, I would take it game by game, and like, if we win Watford, it's massive, and then if you get a result against Leeds, it's very helpful as well.
Yeah, Barbara said, and again, if we lose, it'll be more embarrassing than the cup game. Oh, I don't know about that.
Not sure about that, though.
I think the Cambridge one was pretty embarrassing for me. Sorry, Liam, what you saying?
Who else came up? It was Norwich, Brentford, and who else?
Brentford.
Yeah.
Norwich, Brentford, and who else?
4-0.
On blank.
Anyone?
I gotta get slated.
Norwich, Brentford. Jesus.
So we're looking at the league here.
What the
Who
fuck?
would be on that list? Not Watford.
Oh,
it
it's
was
Watford.
No,
It was Watford who were playing.
was it?
It's
Was it?
Watford who were
Watford,
playing.
Brentford, Norwich. Those are the three that went up.
Yeah.
Wow, we didn't even know that. We had to think. It's because we're so used to Watford being in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went down.
By the way, it's 4-0 under 23s. We're beating them.
It's good for the under
Call some of
23s.
those guys up.
Yeah, I done a video on the under 23s. Have a look at that over on Extra. Brandon's videos doing well on Extra as well. He's had a little pop at Burnley fans last night over on Extra, so make sure you're checking out with sister channel.
They really think they can buy good players for 25 million quid. And like, we offering players 40, 50 million, or clubs 40, 50 million quid, and they don't even come. Who do they think they're gonna buy for 25 million?
Yeah.
Burnley are 100 million in debt too, because of the new takeover. They put the club in debt to buy the club. So I don't know.
I just want to know Tokausi's buyout clause as well. Just get him over the line as well.
Free agent at the end of the summer.
It's actually crazy. Like Simon Jordan on Talksport. I don't know if everyone watches it, but he said the release clause of Chris Wood was actually only available for the summer signing and not in January. So they basically let him go on voluntarily. Not sure if it's true, but like imagine what says that, and they want to get back Andy Carroll to save them from relegation.
It's all about money, though, isn't it?
They're even talking about Jermaine Defoe.
I wouldn't take Defoe. No, personally, not me.
What Burnley fans are optimistic about it, or so to say.
Nah, he's 30,
Once Cornet gets back.
Yeah.
What?
He's older than me, Jermaine Defoe, man.
He is.
Older than me. That's how old he is. Liam.
He's a good lad, though. He's a good lad. He was in Talksport saying like, I would still join Burnley, whatever. But he's also
that's all he's bothered about. He's not bothered about actually playing football. He just wants the money in his back pocket.
Oh, he's still quite fit though, for his age. 33 years, I think.
Jane Atlanta, fellow American. To Steve, I think 38 points will get us to stay up. No messing around. We need 3 points tomorrow. Totally agree. Liam, I'm going to come to you. Look at this Watford squad. Apart from the obvious two, which is Emmanuel Dennis and Ismail Assar, is there anybody else that stands out or could be a threat?
No.
Ask Steve the same question.
Probably Josh King on his day.
Yeah.
But isn't Emmanuel Dennis and Zaha at Africa Cup of Nations?
Dennis isn't. He hasn't been allowed, has he?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been allowed.
Dennis has been on fire, so we've got to keep him quiet. But then it's out of the two. It's out of Josh King and Dennis, but which is them.
Yeah. Ask Steve the same question. He only gave us one other name, didn't you, Steve?
Yeah, João Pedro. I've always been pretty impressed by him. Good business because they bought him from Sao Paulo the year that they got relegated, I believe, in the January window. He had a really good year in the championship last year. I would say João Pedro tomorrow would be probably the biggest threat. He's a decently creative forward. That to me is my biggest threat, and I think we can't take these guys lightly. To be honest.
Yeah, they've got a couple of signings, which is in that squad as well. I do like Hernandez, but he doesn't play enough. He's very like a bee, buzzes about a lot. So he's probably one if he comes off the bench. Musa Sissoko, who is he's been wearing the captain's armband quite a bit actually. He'll be returning to St James's Park. Liam, expect a few boos.
Yeah. As soon as he touches the ball, he's getting booed. He clearly went to Tottenham for the money, and then I didn't even realise he actually went to Watford in the summer, I think, so it's a bit of a downgrade. But Jermaine Defoe is actually 39 for people saying he's 30 in the comments. So
39.
I thought he was 33.
Oh, he's a lot older than 33, man, Brandon. So that makes me feel good because Jermaine Defoe's 3 years older than me. That makes me feel a lot better now.
But also Dan Gosling's in that. Dan Gosling and
he was.
Rob Elliott as well. I'm
Danny
assuming
Rowe's still technically there. Danny Rowe's still technically there, even though he's not going to be playing anymore.
Hassan Kamara is going to start at left back for them.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I would say.
What happened with the Danny Rhodes situation? Because I thought he was playing for them.
Ranieri
He doesn't get any time.
Just said no, he's not playing anymore.
No looking at all.
I reckon it's going to be
He's going to get problems finding a club, really.
probably going abroad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Go to
China.
MLS. Everyone goes there when they're old.
China.
The narrative is changing, my friend. The narrative is changing about MLS.
Daniel's gone out and say looking forward to seeing Wood tomorrow. Wilson does a great job being crying out for a big man up top since Rondon. We are coming to Newcastle very, very shortly. We just got one other thing. Watford's formation and form. Watford's tend to play the switch it, Ranieri, either 4-4-2. This was the last league fixture. I'm not putting the FA Cup game in because there was a lot of rotation. This was the league game against Spurs where they got beat, or they'll play a 4-4-1-1. So it's a very similar formation where King might just play in the 10 and you might have, Bonaventura is basically Emmanuel Dennis, isn't it? So I don't know why Google have gone all fancy and given the full title. I wanted to bring up this one. Look at that form. Watford are on a run.
7 games.
7 in a row, and they've lost 11 out of the last 13.
They're going to win tomorrow.
Do you guys think Ranieri will be sacked if he loses against Newcastle?
Not sacked, but I think he will be later on. I think they'll get to a stage where maybe March, they know they're going down, they'll sack him and just prepare for next season.
But at that time, if they know they're going down, it's useless to sack up.
It's just
what
they do as a club. They have always 2-3 managers every season. It's daft. Steve, look at that. Look at the form. I know recently they've had a couple of tough fixtures in there. Leicester, you've played Chelsea, you've played West Ham.
City.
Yeah, there are some tough games, but look at the overall. They've lost 11 out of 13. This surely has got to be a must-win game.
It's a must-win for both teams. And quite frankly, I don't know. I'm not confident after that Cambridge debacle. I'm a little bit pessimistic, to be honest. I'm hoping Chris Wood is going to do the business for us, but don't be surprised if we drop points in this game once again. We have one win all year. And the thing about Watford that scares me is that they can turn it on offensively out of nowhere, especially away from home. They won 5-2 against Everton. They won 4-1 against Man United. They beat Villa, I think, in a home game 3-2. They've got 4 wins this year in the league, but their problem is that they don't draw too many games. So it's either win-loss, win-loss. So even though they're on 4 wins this year, they have like 1 or 2 draws and the rest are straight defeats. And they played teams closer than we arguably have. I mean, I remember watching that Tottenham game. It was 0-0 until past the 90th minute. So they held on and held their own for a while. So I'm not exactly confident about this game at all.
You're not confident, Steve. Liam must win. Got to be.
It is.
Yeah. It's a must-win game, and I think we'll look a lot more threatening now that we've got an actual striker. I'm trying to get my face in the camera.
He looks massive from here.
But because on Saturday or whenever we played Oxford, we just had the issue where we'd put the ball in the box and ESM just didn't know where to go. I think that was the big issue, and I think with like a Chris Wood, like a target man, it's going to bring the players like ESM in, Fraser in, and I think it's going to suit them more. So I think we'll see an all-round better attacking performance with Chris Wood in the team. Plus, it screws Burnley up as well, so that makes them.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Newcastle after these next 2 comments. Jason's gone on to say Sissoko's face and then the team photo when he wanted to move. That was meant. Yeah, remember that, Liam? He was like, proper upset about it. We're not getting his move to Spurs. Ollie's gone on to say we hammered them at Vicarage Road. We did. Me and Carl were down there and we battered them under Bruce. We did this season when we drew, we battered them as well under Bruce. So you're right. But I remember correctly, Wilson was out for that game, so we couldn't finish our chances. Well, I remember Jacob Murphy last minute trying to dink it over the goalkeeper right in front of us.
That's when he's like, hit it.
And he's dinking it. I was like, what you doing? You did last minute, smash it over on the goalkeeper. Yeah, that was horrendous. Got slated after that. Right. Let's talk about the tune then. We are going to pick our team as well a little bit later. We got it horribly wrong last week, dramatically wrong. Eddie Howe's gone on to say we're not going in with the attitude that we must not lose. We're going in to win the game. We had an outstanding performance against Man United, and then we're frustrated with ourselves against Cambridge. But we've regrouped and we're determined to put it right. So he's going to go out for the win, Brandon. Do you think Watford will be a little bit wary that we're going to try and go on the full attack?
Probably. Yeah, probably, because
I'll rephrase
it is.
How do you see the game
Okay.
going? I'll rephrase it.
Well, we know a little bit Eddie Howe's playing style. We saw against Manchester United when it was like 85th minute. We were still going for it to get the win. So I do expect against the sides as Burnley as well. It's not Steve Bruce anymore. It's Eddie Howe. So we're going out attacking for sure. We're going out with a winning mentality. And now we actually have a striker. And some players who can get across in. Fraser, Trippier. Yeah, I think we're going attacking. Definitely.
Barbara says just putting on €10 for Newcastle to win. Wood is so first. Let's put out on that, and I hope Wood smashes it.
I'll take it.
Is Jason.
I'll take it.
So, yeah, we'll all take. Well, I'll take an own goal in last minute. Team news. What Eddie Howe has said today. We've still got a couple of COVID cases, which I'm guessing that's Gale and Darlow. I might be wrong on that. So fingers crossed nobody succumbs there. We've had Jamal Lewis and Paul Dummett edging closer to return. We have a few knocks and niggles, but nothing too serious. So Dummett is in training. So is Jamal Lewis. So they're not going to be making it, but they're close. Did anybody see any pictures of the goalkeepers in training except from Gillespie this week?
Yeah, you guys, Dubravka, or at least you, Lee, is going to think that Dubravka gets dropped, right?
Not dropped. I know Eddie Howe said in the press conference that he didn't necessarily say he was playing. He said he's got a little toe injury, but none of them have been. Obviously, Darlow COVID, we think, and Dubravka's not been pictured either. So I just hope that it's not Gillespie in goal.
He picked up a little knock in the Cambridge game, though.
Yeah, the goal.
Twice, actually, if I remember well.
And we're talking about the goalkeepers being iffy, but if Gillespie goes in, no thanks. No thanks.
I prefer Woodman, though.
Yeah, let's hope that they're fit. We'll talk about the two new lads. Obviously, Trippier made his debut, but he's making his league debut tomorrow. And Eddie Howe's gone out to say on the training ground he's been excellent from the first day when we signed him and spoke to the group. Hugely impressive. His character this week, he's shown a level of maturity and composure that we are going forward. We're going to need. Liam, what is Kieran Trippier's role tomorrow? Because he's going to see a big lad in the box.
Just to whip the ball in. I think that's all he's been brought in to have that winner's mentality. He's been brought in because he's unbelievable crosser and he can bang a free kick in. So I think if he sees Chris Wood in the box, that's all he's going to be thinking of is I'm going to put this on his head. And that's all I would be expecting from him to do. Like no fancy tricks, just put it in the box and just hope Chris Wood or whoever's around him gets it in the back of the net.
Brandon, with the Trippier signing, are you happy with it?
Definitely. I mean, he's an England international. Okay, he's 31 years old, but he's still on top of his league. I don't think he's still at the peak of his career. Played some games for Atletico Madrid, and he definitely has the quality to get crosses in. Defensively, isn't the greatest, but much better than Manquillo, for example. So, definitely happy about his signing.
Steve, do you think Newcastle will, because Watford are quite dangerous on the pace, do you think Newcastle will dominate the possession stats? Or do you think it'll be quite even?
I think it'll end up probably even, yeah, because this game means just as much to Watford as it does to us. So they're gonna they don't want to be dropping points. So I think about 50-50 possession, somewhere around there. Maybe we'd slightly.
Sorry, Brandon. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I think we have probably the most possession. If you look already at the Manchester game, we had even possession, and against the side as Watford, I assume we have the more possession.
Yeah,
I think it's us especially at home, want to make the game.
Yeah.
Like
Barbara said, Chris Wood, 7 foot tall. He gets everywhere, gets above everyone in the box. We'll talk about him next then. We'll talk a little bit on Trippier and how we're going to play. Eddie Howe said on him, I've never been shy of saying I admire tall physical strikers who can give you a platform to play. And I've signed many down the years. When you look at last week, when we put 30 crosses in the box, we were crying out for someone with his strengths and his qualities. Yeah, we could have done with him last week because we're crying out. Liam, are you concerned about the link up between ESM and Wood?
The thing is, you've just got to drill it into his ESM's head that he just needs to cross the ball. Now he's got someone to aim for, and I think that's probably been the problem when Callum Wilson has been injured, as we had no one up there. So you would think he would have to do it all himself. But if I was Eddie Howe, I'd be like just seeing every player just put it in the box. But ESM's probably got to be ESM and try and dribble through the whole team and put it in the back of the net. But it works 99% of the time. But that's what I'd be telling ESM is just put it in the box.
We're going to have a different style of play because with Wilson playing, you can always play over the top through balls for him to run into channels. That's not going to happen with Wood. So we're going to have to slightly tweak ourselves where if, I don't know, there's a long ball, Dubravka takes it from the goal kick, it's going to be Wood. He's going to be up for it. Or if it's a set piece or, we're 70 yards out, Wood he hasn't got the pace to get in behind, so he's going to hold the ball up. Is that where we expect the likes of Shelvey, Longstaff, Willock, whoever plays midfield, to get forward and help out the teams? Because let's face it, Brandon, our midfielders just don't score goals.
Yeah, you can make a case for Shelvey some now and then, but yeah, Sean Longstaff doesn't score, Hayden doesn't score. Sorry?
What, Shelvey got 1 goal?
Yeah, but he's shown he can score a goal. And I think Shelvey improved under Howe. He's not that lazy player anymore, doesn't make the stupid mistakes that much anymore. But I think we have to adjust really with Wood in the squad and not Wilson. It's a little bit adjusting. It's got to be a hold-up play and then linking up when Wood hold up the ball, but and then from there play out wide, get crosses in. It's a little bit different than what you get from Wilson, but I think we can do that. I think we have the players for it.
Do you take advantage, Steve? Thanks, Steve. Do you take advantage of playing Richie? You're playing Fraser, obviously Trippier at right back because you're playing those guys to get the benefit of Wood.
Yeah, you need to get someone that'll get balls in the box, and that's something I think ASM's just been straight up selfish lately, and really, really just he's been awful. He's been awful. Like, we gotta call it how it is. He's been awful. So many times last week in that Cambridge match, it was dribble near the the edge of the box, and then he has one sloppy touch, and then bam, goal kick for Cambridge. He's got to start passing to teammates more. I've been hearing that Trippier was absolutely bollocking the hell out of ASM in that Cambridge game, right, Lee?
Yes, he was.
Can I make a bold statement? Sorry, go on, Leo.
But the thing with ASM in that Cambridge game is he didn't have anybody in front of him, so he essentially had to do it all himself. Because if you put a ball in the box, who did we have on the pitch? What, Jacob Murphy and Ryan Fraser? They're not going to out jump anybody. Do you know what I mean? So it was just one of them things.
Yeah.
Can I make a bold statement though?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, then go on, Lee.
No, I'm joking.
No, make your bold statement. I'm going to jump off on my webcam's lagging, so I'll be in a minute.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, Liam and Steve, do you guys agree that like ASM is not playing for the team anymore, but more for his own career nowadays?
And if he's playing for his own career, his career is clearly going downhill because he hasn't been playing
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
But I mean, you can see like last season he was more like a team player, and nowadays, if he sees a chance to go for his own success, he would, because he thinks probably if I score a goal, my market value goes up, and bigger teams are more likely to get me.
I think people are forgetting that the last 2 seasons, ASM's been our saviour. and he's going through he's going through a bad run of form, and I don't, regardless whether or not he's going through a bad run of form, he's got to be one of the first names on the team sheet unless he does nothing.
But Liam, you cannot disagree with me that like he had some opportunities to have a player in a better position for scoring a goal, and then he chose to go for his own success for a daft shot, or he tried to shoot on goal. It's probably with good intentions for the team or whatever, like, but also for himself. But normally, last season he would pass the ball.
I don't think he would have. I think he's always been at ASM. ASM is one of them players where he tries to do everything himself. He's like a Hatton Ben Arthur, but Ben Arthur scored. And I think if you're going solely off the Cambridge game, he had nobody in front of him. So ideally, in his head, he had to do it all himself.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a go at what Ollie said. One thing ASM is good at is creating space down the left when he cuts in and drags in the fullback. So with him, hopefully Richie will be on the overlap because he's got a good delivery. I agree on that. Richie, we know defensively is shocking, but going forward, I think that's an area where we could use Wood, for example. Hendricks scores regularly.
Well, the games he plays, it's true actually.
He's got 1 and 3. He's got 1 and 3, right? And he's got a
same like his Wood.
Mental. We will break our transfer records, but not the world record. No, I think we're a little bit way off from that. And Ollie's gone to say Longstaff was man of the match in the reverse fixture. Scored the screamer, and had a couple more, went close. Lot of play went through him. It did.
Like the thing I want a little bit from ASM is like when he is like the Memphis Depay of PSV Eindhoven. He set up Luc de Jong so often with good crosses, but also was dangerous with getting into the middle and have a shot on goal and score goals as well.
Running the channels.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We're going to play. We're going to probably play slightly different, but we're going to do the exciting part now, where we're going to pick the team. And of course, we got this horribly wrong last week, didn't we, lads?
I knew that he was. I figured he was going to go full strength. I figured.
Yeah, it'd help if I had the page open, wouldn't it?
Well, I suspected there was a little bit more chance for the youngsters, wasn't it?
Yeah, the youngsters didn't even get a kick out of them. I thought they would, but hey ho. Right then, we'll try and agree on each position, and if it's tied, we'll go with the original person who said it.
Fair enough.
Because I'm top, I'll start with the goalkeeper. And
why am I always last? Is it because I'm Dutch?
No, we've all got to agree. Even though his form isn't the greatest, I still think Dubravka will make it, even though he hasn't been pictured in training. I think Dubravka will be in net. Is anyone disagreeing?
No.
Yeah, better than Gillespie. That's not saying much, but...
So this is the team we all think 4-3-3?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Okay, cool. So we've all agreed on the formation. Who's next? Steve, you've got the right back.
Trippier, easiest one of the ones to pick, to be honest.
It is. Is anybody not going to say Trippier?
Has to be.
Got to be Trippier. Right, Liam, you're next. Who's playing in centre back? The first pick.
Lascelles.
You're going to go for the captain, Jamal Lascelles. Is anybody not thinking Lascelles will play?
He will play.
Unfortunately will.
Yeah, I think so as well. Brandon, you're next. Who will partner him?
I think actually Clark, because Fernandes doesn't get a lookie.
Shaw every day of the week.
I think Shaw will come in.
Well, yeah. Actually, you're right. I almost forgot about Share.
Steve, who were you saying?
Sorry, I go with Liam. Share.
We're going with you. Definitely sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, take Share. Easy.
Okay then. This one, I've got the left back. I think you'll all agree because
it should be Manquillo. It should be Manquillo, but this isn't what we would go with.
So
I thought Manquillo was a right back.
You can fill in a left back and do a job.
See, I would swap Trippier out as a left back, put Trippier as left back, and then put Manquillo as right back.
So Shouty did that for England, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think it will, though. Does anyone disagree? It will not be Richie.
I didn't want him in the team. He's too slow and he's too
Same.
poor defensively.
Defensively, I don't either, but unfortunately, I think it will
But
be
it
Richie.
is what we think Howe will play, right?
Yeah, this is what we think Howe's going with.
Yeah, so then he's going with Richie.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think Dummett and Lewis are back, and that'll give them a bit more options. Steve, you got first choice in midfield.
Shelby.
Yeah, John Joe Shelby.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
See, I think that it would be the middle one. That's what I would go.
Yeah.
Shelby like sit.
Anybody think John Joe Shelby won't play?
No, I think he's one of the first names on the team. Shit on the Howe.
Nobody's saying that. I would agree then. And then Liam, who's playing alongside him, you can have either one.
Big Joe.
In midfield, not the front three.
No, midfield.
Gonna go for Joe Linton.
That's why I would love to see him play as well.
He better be playing midfield.
So does anyone think Joe Linton won't, or does anyone think he'll be playing further forward?
Nah, he'll play midfield.
No. He found his best position. How has him in a good place now? So let's keep him there.
Okay, Brandon, you got the last pick. So it's basically what you're looking at. Sean?
I think he goes with Sean, but I would like to see him more going for Hayden. But I think he goes with Sean, so I say Sean.
You would have went Hayden. I think Hayden's poor. Like Hayden's been shocking.
You think Hayden is more poor than Sean Longstaff?
Yeah.
I think they've been equally as dreadful, to be honest.
Okay.
What Hayden seems to do is he seems to tackle someone, loses the ball, tackles them again, and then they end up scoring anyways. So I'd rather just like.
I don't agree with you, Liam. I think Hayden is better defensively in the midfield than Sean Longstaff, so that's why I prefer him more. But
so, Brad, do you think
Hayden?
Sean?
Sorry?
Are you going with Hayden or Sean?
I'm going with Sean because it's about what Howe is probably going to play. So I'm going with Sean.
There's only really Sean or not. I'm going to say Matty there. He is back. Sean or Willock really who plays there.
Yeah.
Does anybody think that Willock will start?
I would have.
He doesn't deserve to.
So we're pretty happy with that with the midfield.
Happy with Joe Linton. That's about it.
Right, cool. I'm picking the easiest one so I don't get any stick off you lot in the comments.
Yeah, it would. Easy.
Yeah, Chris Wood will be up top, but it's interesting who's going to play on the left side and who's on the right side. Steve, you got first pick.
I think if Eddie Howe's got any sort of credit to him, if he's actually going to make like a big manager decision, you play Jacob Murphy over ASM. You put ASM on the bench. He hasn't been good enough.
But would Eddie Howe do that?
I think he'll play ASM just because he's gonna, use the logic of like, oh, he's your theoretical best player, which the past 2 years he's been for the most part outstanding. But it just sucks that he's struggling the most right now when we like need him most. When we need to start actually winning games.
You could make an argument for Trippier to swap where Richie is and then Murphy where Trippier is.
I don't want Matt. No, I want Trippier there because Kamara is going to play left back for Watford, and he's fucking rapid. That's not Kamara.
The thing that ASM got going for him is like even if he has a bad day, he can still do that magical moment where we can win a game. Like
got that in his locker, hadn't he? It's the last one then. Liam, you've got Miggy, you've got Fraser. You got
I would go with Hendrik, to be fair.
You're joking.
That's why you weren't asked. So Fraser, I think out of the
will play Fraser this time for the crossing.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna. It's all just going to be pinged at Chris Wood, and I don't think Miggy's crossing is particularly good. So if you look at Trippier, good at crossing the ball. Richie, good at crossing the ball. ASM, meh at crossing the ball, and then you got Fraser. But I think what you'll probably see is that ASM will drift, like ASM will play as like a number 10 behind Wood, and then he'll just go out on the wings when he needs to. So I think that's we'll just see them like the players interchanging. I don't think it's going to be a set formation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you can probably see if we are picking Fraser, ESM and Fraser might switch because Trippier will have that license to try and get up and down.
Yeah.
Does anybody think that Fraser won't play?
Yeah, I think it
No.
could be Murphy for some reason.
No, I think Fraser will play.
I hope he
He
does.
showed- Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
So we all happy with that team?
Yeah.
So can we just agree on this formation that like most of the crosses are coming from the right hand side?
Well, that's where Richie's good going forward. Defensively, he's awful. So I would like one of the midfielders just to cover Richie if we're getting hit on the counter.
But you would expect from this formation that most
That's where I
crosses
would
coming
like-
from the right hand side, right?
Hayden's great at doing that, but going forward, Hayden's awful. He doesn't offer nothing.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult one to balance. I'm sure we're going to get some stick now in the comments. So we'll have a little look at what is our all saying. Yeah. Play 4-4-2. Shelby and Joe in midfield, Fraser and Richie on the wings, ESM just behind Wood. Yeah, got it. There we go. I thought it would get it wrong. Modular's disagreeing, saying we've got it all wrong. That's why football is a beautiful thing. All about opinions. Trippier has
Well, then, Modular, what would you do?
exactly. Please tell us. Trippier
And
has
besides that, we just said like what we think how would play, not what we would prefer. Just
this
to
is
clear
what
that
we
out.
think how is going to go. If this isn't our team. And Ollie said, disagree with Steve. The main reason ESM has had a dip in form is because he's had to fill in for Wilson. He's a lot more comfortable on the left with the proper number 9 on the middle.
Yeah, it's not that, and that's completely fair. Like I said with Ugo, he's one of those players that can play left wing and striker. ASM isn't. I've never fancied ASM as a 9, to be honest.
What I do like about the formation though is like what I would like to see is ASM and Fraser switching it up sometimes.
Yeah.
Like going from left to right.
Yeah, like because you want Trippier getting down that byline as well, won't you? So let's get some score predictions before we start wrapping. There we go. Got a reply. How won't play 4-3-3? It's not FIFA.
I mean, what is he gonna play then?
4-2-3-1.
That is how he's been playing.
Yeah, he plays with one striker up top and then
4-2-3-1, I would say mostly.
yeah. Let's get some score predictions. We'll go around the blocks. I think we're gonna win. I'm gonna say it, and doesn't matter who the goalkeeper is. A clean sheet is on its way, people. It is. It's going to be. Someone doesn't agree with us.
You're gonna get clipped up by the HITC. You're gonna get clipped up by the Irish guy.
Ramsey.
You're gonna get Ramsey. You're gonna get clipped up by him for that.
We'll say Ramsey. I'll just hit him with a copyright. Then he won't. Hello, Ramsey. You'll come where we do with films. Hey, you hit me with a copyright. I'm going to say 1-0. I'm going to be optimistic. 1-0.
Is it optimistic though?
Yeah, we're
1-0?
winning. Brandon, we're winning a game for change. Steve,
Okay.
you're next.
What's up? Nah, I'm gonna go 1-1. We can't keep a clean sheet. I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's up to the players to prove me fucking wrong and to actually get a win. Get win number 2 after, and it's almost February. So I'm not. You know what? I predicted a win last week against Cambridge, and then look what happened. So I am not.
We all did.
Yeah,
Everyone did. Oh, wait, man.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon.
I think I'm just learning my lesson. But hey ho. I hope we win. Obviously, I'm a fucking Newcastle fan. I hope we win. I'm not putting any money on it.
Brandon.
Okay, Kieran. I would say 3-1 Newcastle.
3-1. And Liam.
2-1 Newcastle.
So most of us are pretty going for the win, except from Steve.
It's always a pesky American one.
We always got to pick on the American, haven't we?
We have one win the entire year. How is that pesky?
Yeah, this is gonna be your second. Oh wait, man.
It's up to them to prove me wrong. Then I can start predicting more when we win more.
I'm going 1-0. Steve's going 1-1. Brandon's going 3-1. Liam's going 2-1. Before we wrap up, we'll just read a couple of comments.
Can we win some money with this score prediction? Or?
I sense a win. Woodbrace. I don't think we'll win. Liz knows more than anyone else. Oh, thank you. I like Modula now. I like this guy.
Wonder why? Is this your ghost account?
Hey, my hands are here.
Sure.
It's Ollie said 3-1. It's great. Well, let's hope we all doing the videos. We've got Steve. We've got
See,
Brad.
all is remember, and you can subscribe to be a member, by the way. But he is a member with a good knowledge because he has the same score prediction as me. Thank you, Ollie.
If you want to have a little spy what members do, there is a join button underneath. So we've
join our Discord. It's a good chat.
Yeah, join the Discord. You can chat to us. What was I going to say? We've got Brandon's video over on Extra last night. Steve's done an NFL video. If you like NFL, that's going to come up in the next 24 hours. Of course, we've got the big match tomorrow. We've got the watch along. Brandon, Steve, Carl, I think. Liam,
yeah. Am I on the watch along? Because I'm not sure still. But
Liam, are you on the watch along? I can't remember who's on it. Sam organised it.
I don't think Sam's put the rotor out, but I said I could date about 20 past 5.
We're getting paid for this hour.
Yeah. Well, I was.
Yeah, let's not get it. So yeah, we'll have the watch along, and then you've got the match reaction outside St. James's Park. It'll be me, Johnny, maybe one of the other Facebook lads. We've got the last word as well. These lads are doing the scoring the players. We are going to try and clip scoring the players and the fan reaction of separate videos for you, because a lot of you have been asking in the comments, so we will try and do that. But yes, that is it. That's a wrap. Steve?
Everyone, let's get a fucking big win today. Tomorrow, sorry.
Please, God.
It's massive. It's massive. It's massive. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm confident. I'm confident.
Steve, Brandon, Liam, congratulations on passing your driving test as well. Brandon, you need to go and look up that word. And that is it from everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.